So I'm doing a quick year-end video. Technically, it's not the end of the year, and I'm going to be running a few more loads, but I'll explain that. So the reason that I'm kind of calling it end of year is because I'll get paid this coming Friday, but none of the stuff that I run this week will hit that pay period. It's from the last week. So basically starting today, Monday the 23rd, I've got 5 more loads to run before the new year, but none of those are gonna get paid out during the year 2024. Those are all gonna go on 2025. So the numbers that I'm gonna go over are gonna be 2024 loads delivered and paid. So if you have any questions on that, definitely put it in the comments. Good time to put it in there. Like the video, please. Comment and subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing. Then I'll keep putting these videos out. So I did add in, so I'm going to get paid this Friday. I did add that into my total income. I'm not counting the current load I've got or anything I'm going to be delivering this coming week to the end of the year. So if something about that doesn't make sense, definitely just put it in the comments and I'll respond to it. But basically, the total net income was $10,010. I started on November 11th. That was my first load that I picked up, and I think I should have had this number, but I don't have it. I meant to grab it. I believe it's 15 loads. So if you're new to the channel, I only do short load RV transport, and what I mean by short loads is loads that I can pick up and deliver within one day, or one 14-hour shift, or 11 hours of driving. So I don't do any sleeping in my truck. I don't sleep at hotels. I'm not saying that'll never happen, but as of right now, that's where I'm at. I don't have any loads that I can't get back home and sleep in my own bed at night. So my total gross income from November 11th till December 22nd was $10,010. I have yet to work a 40-hour week. I think I got close, like 39 hours, including my deadhead miles, to Indiana pickup, deliver, and then deadhead home. I add in all that. So the most I've worked in a week is 39 hours, and that's delivering 4 trailers. I've never delivered more than 4 during 1 week. Some of the things that I do, sometimes I'll pick up a load, stop at home for the night, and deliver it the next day. So I could be potentially working more than 4 days, but they're like, call it half days, because I'll have the first 5 hours of deadhead plus pickup and head home one day, and then 5, 6, whatever, then the next day for delivery. But that's a choice that I make. I could do it all in one day. You could do it all in one day if this is something you're looking at. It's just for my schedule, a lot of times it works out where I just need to stop at home for a day. So $10,010, my costs, and what's going to go into my cost is fuel, insurance for the unladen insurance, maintenance on the truck. So I added in, if you watched the video a few videos back, I had a map sensor issue where I had to go to AutoZone, buy some map sensor cleaner, some hand tools. That was like $45. I added that into there. Any food that I stop at while I'm out on the road was added into this as well. So even if I stop at a gas station, grab a coffee or energy drink, I added that in. And the way that I'm able to calculate that is I have a separate business credit card or debit card that I use for fuel and anything related to RV transport. The first week or two of doing RV transport, I did not have the separate debit card I had it ordered, it hadn't come in yet, and I didn't have my Open Roads fuel card, which I have tied to my separate checking account. So I did add in $350 for that week of fuel, and I think I added a little bit just for food, because I think I did that first week. I think I did stop at like a Wendy's or something because I got hungry on the road. But I know that's controversial, where some people are saying, well, don't add in the food because, you know, even if you work at, say, Walmart, you're gonna have to eat, right? So what I don't add in is, I don't add in, like today I made myself a sandwich, I ate it on the road. I didn't add in my cost for like lunch meat and bread and all that. That's stuff that I think it's just too nitpicky, because you gotta eat to live. So no matter what job you work, you're gonna eat something. Total cost, I've got it added up to $2471.80, which, so basically 25% is what my cost is running at. I think that number is potentially a little bit low, because of that first couple weeks. I don't have hard solid numbers, but I don't think it's going to be way off. So I would say, you know, I've got it calculated at 25%. It might be like 30%. Because I even added in there, like I bought a bunch of oil and stuff from Napa, so I added that in there. Even though I haven't done the oil change on my truck yet, I'm going to do that on Christmas Eve. I added that in there because I had already paid for it. So that cost is running, looks like right around 30%. I don't have in there my truck payment, and my reasoning for that is because no matter what job I have, I'm probably going to have a truck payment. Although there probably should be some advanced depreciation added into those numbers, because, you know, when you're doing transporting and you're putting the miles that we put on, you are depreciating your vehicle much quicker than, you know, if you were just driving back and forth to an office. Even if you have like an hour commute like I used to have, and I was putting on, say, 40,000 miles a year, I'm going to do at least double that doing RV transport. So obviously you're going to depreciate your vehicle much quicker. You are spending much more in fuel, but that was also controversial because I was spending about $200 a week in fuel as it was to go to my other job. You know, so now if I spend $400 or so, $450, whatever it ends up being a week, you know, it's obviously more, but there was a cost associated before. So, you know, if you look at just the 25% number that I have here, that would mean my net was around $7,500 from November 11th till December 22nd. Again, that's not huge money, but I'm also not running hard. I'm not sleeping in my truck. I'm not putting my family at jeopardy. I'm working what I would consider normal hours, no overtime, and I'm home. I've slept in my bed every single night. So I do this while I'm still able to run my own business. So for me, it's been working out good. I would like to see those numbers climb. You know, maybe eventually we'll get some higher rates. I get $2 a mile, which is pretty good. Oh, you know what's not added in there is my tolls. So yeah, I definitely would say 30 to 35% based off with the tolls and stuff. But so call it like 7,000 net once you take the tolls out. Just living in Illinois and doing the Indiana to Wisconsin thing, you're going through quite a bit of tolls. But yeah, if you have any comments on my numbers, if you think they're decent or you think they're crazy, or you think that I should just go over the road because there's guys, you know, doing runs out west for 3 days or whatever and getting $3,000. You know, they're definitely making more money than I am, but they're also spending a lot of time in their trucks. If you're retired and stuff, then that's probably cool, fine. If you don't have kids at home, like, you know, you can do that kind of stuff. But I feel like it would be very difficult to work over the road like that and have a family. So that's just my thoughts. There's plenty of guys that make it work. I'm just not willing to make that kind of sacrifice at this point in my life. But definitely want to hear what your thoughts are on RV transport. Like I've said in previous videos, you are not going to get rich doing RV transport, but you're going to make a steady living. And if you enjoy driving, it might be what's right for you. But I know there's a lot of turnover in this industry, so I think a lot of guys get a false image of RV transport and think that they're going to come in and make a ton of money, and they realize quickly that no, probably not going to make a ton of money. I'm going to make a livable wage probably, and I'm going to end up spending a lot of time away from home. So I think that's, based off what I've seen, I think that's why there's such a high turnover rate in our RV transport. Also, I think there's a lot of people that mismanage their money, and it's been brought up in other videos as well, but you know, if you're going to put on 100,000 miles in a year, 200,000, whatever the case might be, and you don't put any money aside for repairs or maintenance, when that bill hits, let's say you do have to put a transmission in a vehicle and it's $8,000-$10,000, whatever it costs these days, if you didn't save up any money, that'll put you out of business quick. And I think that's a lot of times what happens is, you know, these guys are living off everything they make, living pretty good probably, and then all of a sudden it's time for a new truck or time for a major repair on their truck, and they just don't have the money to do it, and they're forced into a different line of work. But what I can tell you is, just watching all the RV transporters, there's some guys that are driving base model trucks, but then there's guys that are driving brand new $100,000 trucks. There's a lot of guys driving really expensive trucks, and you know, some of them probably make bad financial decisions, but it can't be all of them. And you know, there wouldn't be so many guys doing it, and there wouldn't be so many guys doing it with nice new trucks if there wasn't any money in it. So there is money in it. You're gonna have to work hard to make it, but if you've got drive and you like what you like doing transporting, then it might be what's right for you. Be happy to answer any questions on my numbers, and if there's ever anything that you want information on or you want a video made on, just throw it in the comments and I'll make sure that I get that information or a video out to you guys. Thank you. I forgot to add in that from November 11th till December 22nd, I did have 10 days of vacation in there where I didn't obviously work at all because I was out of town. And then also total miles, I was trying to figure it out because I was looking at how many miles I drove on the last truck versus how many are on this truck and kind of adding them together. So these numbers aren't, the miles, I know they're not exact, but they are close. I've got 11,500 miles driven in that time. Now that's not just RV transport, that is everything. So because I usually try to snap a picture every time my truck rolls over 1,000 miles, and then I can look back in my pictures. And I also reset my trip to on this truck and the last truck, but I don't have a picture of what the trip to was at on the last truck before I got rid of it. This one, my trip to is at like 7,700 almost, but I've got around like 300 today that I wasn't counting because that's going to be towards the new year with this load. And then I think I had around 4,000 miles on the previous truck doing RV transport. So I was adding up to about 11,500, somewhere between 11,500, 12,000 miles total driven during that time frame from November 11th to December 22nd. Like I said, it's not all RV transport, and worth noting that my fuel, some of it's going for personal use when I add up those numbers. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that not 100% of my driving in this vehicle is for RV transport. It is my personal truck. I do use it every single day. I don't have, I mean, my wife has a vehicle and I'll drive that to the gym a lot of times in the morning, but as far as you know, like having a separate vehicle just to drive when I'm not doing RV transport, I do not have that. So this truck sees all my personal use, all my business use. I do have another truck that I use that's for my business, that my guys drive. I don't ever drive it. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I updated that. Hopefully I covered everything. I'm sure I'm missing some things, so definitely throw it in the comments and I'll try to get that answered for you guys.